I caught my ex's mom on a blind date alone, and I said, "Do you want to marry me?" I didn't plan on walking into that restaurant. I just wanted a quiet evening, a meal that didn't remind me of my breakup. But fate, funny as it is, has a way of pulling you toward the things you're trying to forget. That night, I walked into Amelia's Bistro, a cozy place with dim lights and the faint smell of roasted garlic. The kind of restaurant where love stories usually begin, not where broken ones resurface. As I was being led to my table, I froze. There, by the window, sat Mrs. Carter, my ex-girlfriend's mother, alone. She was dressed beautifully, like she had planned this night for weeks. A soft blue dress, pearls, and that same kind smile I remembered. But her eyes told a different story. They flicked between the door and her untouched glass of wine, like she was waiting for someone who wasn't coming. I hesitated. Part of me wanted to turn around and pretend I hadn't seen her. After all, my breakup with her daughter wasn't exactly graceful, but something about seeing her like that, so hopeful, yet quietly defeated, made me walk over. "Mrs. Carter?" I said gently. She looked up, startled, then smiled faintly. "Oh, Ethan, what a surprise." I smiled back, awkwardly. "Yeah, small world, huh?" She gestured to the seat across from her. "You can join me if you'd like. My date seems to be running late." But I could tell. Her date wasn't running late. He wasn't coming at all. I sat down. "Blind date?" I asked. She chuckled softly. "Yes. First one since my husband passed away. My daughter insisted I give it a try." I nodded, trying not to let the mention of her daughter linger too long. We talked. About life. About how lonely the house had become. How she missed cooking for two. How she still set 2 plates at the table sometimes, out of habit. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking about heartbreak. I was thinking about her. About this kind woman who taught me how to make apple pie the summer I dated her daughter. About how she never judged me when I messed up. How she always saw the good in people. Time passed. The restaurant got quieter. Couples left, hand in hand. And there we were, 2 lonely souls, laughing like old friends. "Finally," she sighed. "Well," she said, glancing at her untouched dessert. "Looks like my date's not showing up. Maybe he got cold feet." I smiled. "Or maybe fate decided you deserved better." She laughed. "Better? I'm 58, Ethan. The world doesn't exactly line up with roses for women my age." I looked at her, really looked at her, and something in me shifted. She wasn't just my ex's mom anymore. She was a woman who had given everything, to her family, to love, to life, and had gotten so little in return lately. And before I could stop myself, I said the words that shocked even me. "Then, do you want to marry me?" She froze. "What?" I laughed nervously. "I mean, marry me for the night." "Not really. Just, let's pretend. You got stood up, and I don't want that to be how your night ends. Let me be the guy who showed up." Her eyes softened. Then she smiled. "All right, Ethan, let's play pretend." So we did. I asked her how we met. She said it was at a bookstore. I told her I proposed under a full moon. She said she cried. We laughed so hard that other diners started glancing over. It was ridiculous, silly. But in that silliness, something beautiful happened. We both forgot our loneliness. As we left the restaurant, she turned to me and said, "You know, this was the kindest thing anyone's done for me in years." I shrugged. "You deserved a night where someone showed up for you." She smiled and touched my arm. "Your mother raised a good man, Ethan." We said goodnight, and I watched her drive away, smiling, maybe for the first time in a long while. I never told my ex about that night. It wasn't about her. It was about something purer. Sometimes, kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about small, quiet moments, when you show up for someone who doesn't expect you to. Weeks later, I got a card in the mail. It was from Mrs. Carter. Inside was a photo of her, smiling, standing beside a man. A real one this time. The note read, "Thank you for reminding me I was still worth showing up for." And right then, I realized, maybe love doesn't always come from romance. Sometimes it's just about being the person who stays when someone else walks away. Moral: sometimes the kindest thing you can do is simply show up. Because for someone out there, that's the thing they've been waiting for all along.